Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to RealLifeOORA. We're in Minecraft Xbox 360 edition right now, and we're on the Redstone world. So if you've been on my channel for a little bit, then you're familiar with my old series for Redstone, the Redstone computer. So I think this was either 4 or 5 episodes. I believe it's 4. If you're unfamiliar with it, we just built a Redstone computer, a simple one, that allowed us to type on the screen in columns and in rows. So it was a pretty good series. People seem to like it. So if you've not seen it and you sound interested, then at the end of this video, there'll be a link to the very first episode of that series. But we're going to talk about this new series. Well, I guess it's a placeholder. We're going to think of a really good series, maybe like a graphing calculator, something that's really interesting and it'll take a long time to do. But for now, while I figure out actually how to do that perfectly, because I know how to do a calculator, just not a graphing one. I think that would be above and beyond amazing to do on the Xbox version. But anyways, we're going to do a Tic-Tac-Toe board in the meantime. So originally I thought how cool would it be if we could use the redstone lamps or lanterns, whatever you call them, so that way we can have sort of a screen that shows the X's and the O's and stuff like that. But if you're familiar with these things, if you power a single block and there's redstone blocks surrounding it, it'll light up the lamps on either side and above and below it. So it just causes too much of a hassle if we're using it this small of a scale. If we're using a bigger scale where each little block section is like 2 by 2, then it'd work. But in this scenario, it's not going to work too well because we're going to have it sort of small and compact. So this is what the shape is going to look like right here, and we're just going to use pistons. I know you may be thinking, oh, this is stupid, we've done this a while and stuff, but, you know, it still looks pretty good. And the way we're going to have it is instead of pushing out the blocks to form the letters, we're going to pull it in. So right here I have a standard little segment displayer. It looks really jumbled up at first, and believe me, it is kind of jumbled up, but it's the smallest, most compact way I found that we can make it so it produces the X and the O for original. Now we could go ahead and we could actually make it with the LCD, I call it the LED screen. We could use it for the lamp screen if we're doing like pluses or minuses or like a full circle then a hollow circle, but we want to keep with the X's and the O's because I think that's pretty cool. So we're going to use pistons, and it's like this. Like I said, this is the most compact way I could think of making it. We'll have 9 of these. I believe it's 9, because Tic-Tac-Toe board. If I'm wrong, then just correct me in the description down below. Don't be mean, though. But we're just going to build this. So it's pretty simple. You need what I have in my hotbar besides the 2 potions. Those are just for me. So we're going to start off by having it like this. The reason I have it dug in the ground is because over here I underestimated the size of it. And if we were to have it like, you know, say it was just at this level, we're just looking right now, then it'd look kind of weird because the bottom of the O would be messed up. So let's go ahead and activate this. I'm just going to power this. I believe I'm placing them in the right path for it to be an O. If I'm incorrect, then my apologies, but I believe that's it. Yep, there we go. So that's what our O will look like, and it'll be at a distance. So that's our O, and then the cool thing is this takes, let's see, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe 6 torches to go ahead and make the O. But then I have it set up so for the X, all you need to do is a single torch, and it does the entire X. So that's what the X will look like. Yeah, and that all works in this small little section. So let's go ahead and build it. But before we build it, I just want to mention the thing I was doing with the torches. We're going to have it, since we have it so it pulls back and retracts the blocks, it gives it more depth and more outline. I think it makes it, you know, a better picture because you're more easily to see a block that's pulled in than a block that's sticking out, I believe. So we're going to have it pulled out, but because that means the piston has to always be active, and then when we send it a signal, it has to deactivate. So we're going to do that by having the redstone torches always powering the different pistons. So then when we go ahead and we actually press a button, we'll have a bunch of T flip-flops that actually change the power. So from a single button push, we can go ahead and we can have it so it inverts the torch here, thus turning it off. So say I have say this is the redstone power that we send by pressing the button. It inverts this torch, which deactivates the piston and pulls it back, so it pulls back those blocks and makes it look like that. So we're going to start off with the screen. You could just build the large screen, but I'm going to be doing that in the next episode. For this episode, we're just going to build one of these, one of the displayers. It's going to be 9 wide, okay, and then also 9 tall. So also bear in mind, like I said, I've screwed this up a little bit, so I'm actually building one below the ground, so it may look a little different on yours. But just do the same exact thing that I do, and yeah. So right now we have it 9 across, and we also have it 2 deep, so, or 2 tall, I guess. So we're going to build, so that's 3, or let me actually get my real blocks. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're going to go across all the way. Oh, not that far. And then we're going to go up. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill this part in. Just like that. And let me just get this potion so you guys can see at night. That's one thing I hope they add in. I hope they have it so you can change time and weather on Xbox. That'd be amazing. But anyways, we have it right here like this, and now we're going to build the actual pistons behind it. As you see, you can have it, it's going to be, mainly the outside will be a 5x5 circle with missing corner blocks. That'll give us the shape for it, and then we'll have the X in the center. So as you can see, on the sides will be 5, then diagonal 5, and same thing down below. So it's going to be 2 off from the center. So the first thing will be 2 off, and then we'll start the 5. The best way to do this without having to try to do like orientate ourselves with the different piston positions, we're just going to build the outline back here, and then we're going to go ahead and do it easier. So make sure it is 1, 2, 3. And we're going to have, so again, skips 2, then that, and we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will have 2 as well. And then we build diagonally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to build a diagonal block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just going to build it diagonally again, just like that. So that'll be the shape of our circle, or our O, and the X is an O. And then from here we can just go ahead and build the pistons out, just like that. Perfect. So now we have the shape of the O with the pistons, and that was a lot easier than having to change our position to make it so the pistons go the correct way. Now we're going to build the X, which is actually inside the O. So the X will be a little bit smaller than the O, but you know, it's the best way I found. We're just going to build these X, and basically all it is a perfect X. We're just going to have the diagonals touch, just like that, and then diagonal piece just like that. So it's just a normal X, and then from here, you guessed it, we're going to place the pistons on the other side. Make sure the piston head is a sticky piston, and make sure it's facing the wall that we built previously, so then it'll look exactly like that. We can break this back piece right here, you know, and get rid of all the default molding for creation that we did. And you should have this so far. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and build the circle on the outside first, because as you saw, it took 6 torches, if I can remember correctly, to do the outside circle, but it only took 1 torch to do the inside. The inside is a little bit more jumbled, but it's easier to start with the outside. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to just power these outside blocks right here. That'll consist of 2 torches, and it'll have a short little system like this. So on the very corner piece, we're going to have a repeater set on no ticks with a block. That's going to be the very corner. Then above that, we're going to have a block. It should be like a tilted fork, or Y, whatever you want to call it, with redstone on top, and then a torch. Okay? So we'll build that right here. Like I said, we want to build it on the corner, and then we want to have the torch just like that, and that's going to come out 2. We're going to have our torch right there, our redstone, and a repeater facing towards the piston, no ticks. One quick little comment I want to make: if I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video. I'm trying to make this as simple as I can for you guys. The reason I do these tutorials is to teach you about the redstone, so I go in more depth, and I tend to talk a little bit faster, but I want you to understand it rather than just have you guys copy me block by block. So I'm going to try to go slowly as I can. I'm sorry I go a little bit fast, but if you find that anytime I'm going too fast, just pause the video, and then I'll magically stop. So then you want to go diagonal, and then 1 block out, and then we're just going to leave our little iron block there, right there, so we can tell ourselves, okay, we're going to be using that for our piston, or not our piston, for our power right there, like that. So if we power that, you can see these, it actually activates 3 of these pistons, and it retracts the 3 pistons. And we can do the same thing on the other side, exactly the same way. Don't change anything about it. We create our Y, a repeater facing that way, our redstone, our torch, our block. Redstone will have this just a signal that we need a torch. And then just like this. So you see the power of the redstone inverts these torches and pulls it back, retracting the blocks and making our shape. So you can see right there, that's the same exact thing. Nice. So we can even keep those power for now so we can see as the shape goes. For the bottom segment, we're going to do that next. The bottom and the top is all we really have left besides the top of the outside. So bottom and top are exactly the same pretty much, and they're really easy. We're just going to have repeaters going across all the way, and then they're going to be connected by redstone and powered out by a torch. Okay? So right here, like I said, make sure the repeaters on 0 ticks, or I guess 1 tick, no clicks, you could say. And we're going to have it all connected up with redstone, and then 1 redstone piece coming out with a torch, dig down 2, or I guess place down 2. Have it go down 2 any way you're building it. And then we'll have it like that, and then have that powered so it inverts this torch. And you'll see that this whole bottom segment right here pulled out, retracted, and that sort of looks like our U. Like I said, same thing on the top, but this time we're going to have 2 out, and it's going to be at the same level with the piston. We're going to have repeaters along the top, redstone connecting, and then we're going to go at the centerpiece. We could do this, I guess, at the corner piece, just like that, but centerpiece is a lot easier, I think. We have diagonal, and then it's going to go out 1 more. Our torch, then that. Well, we could, I guess, go in the same way. Why not? We'll keep it the same way. Either one would work. I don't know why I had to change that, but, you know, just preference. And then below this, we need to have it just like that, and then out 1 more. So then that retracts right here. Now we have this sort of weird-looking shape. So that's this part right here. Now for the last part of this O, we need to have it with this. Now as you can see, I'm using half slabs. This is necessary. In TU14, it allowed you so you can use half slabs and put redstone on top of half slabs. Because before, with half slabs, no matter where you placed it on the block, even if you placed it up here, it would actually go down there, and it'd be only half of a block. Now, with the new update, we can place it up here on top. So now you can place redstone on top of a half slab. This comes in really handy. I'll show you why in a second, but first we're going to say the second piston down, you want to place a single block, then just half blocks, okay? So we go the second piston down, like that. And then we'll place 1 just like that along the bottom, then 1 below it to get that top of the second half. We're just going to place this and make it a full block just so I can show you. If this was a normal full block right there, it would cut off the signal from the piston and the torch. So these 2 blocks right here would not get powered. The way we're doing it with the half slab allows us to place redstone on top of it and keep that signal there fresh and connected. If we did not have the half slab ability, we'd have to rearrange this whole system and in order to compensate for that. So all we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and we're going to place some redstone there, redstone there, redstone there. We can place a full block just like that. Our torch, just like that. And then a block below, another block below, and another block below. So that's 3 blocks below. We need a single piece of redstone. Repeater, again with the no ticks, or 1 tick, no click. And then just our power device. So retracts that, and there we go. We have a full side, and we need to do the same exact thing. Little note, when I am building this, make sure you put the repeaters and stuff in redstone at the exact same spot I do, or else say if we, over here, where we put that repeater right there, if we were to actually place redstone there, it would connect with the middle bit and it'd just be all wacky and messed up. So make sure you're putting redstone and repeaters and everything exactly where I'm placing, or else it would be messed up. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side, exactly how we did it before. Down, 2, there, diagonal, 3. And we'll put our redstone torch, repeater, redstone, torch, then 3 redstone. And as you can see, we need to actually power or unpower this, so make sure you get this thing to light up first so it extends the pistons, or else it'll be a little wacky. As you can see, before it wouldn't be doing anything. So we need to have it powered once, then we can place down a torch, inverting it and pulling it back, and there is our O.